I could get my colleague Lary to come join me as well, that would be great. Hey, Lary. Okay, pop quiz. Can OpenMRS be translated into another language? Yes, yes. What about French? Yes. What about a right to left language like Arabic? Not so sure. Let's find out. All right, so we're going to start today by Lary and I are going to show you what we've been working on in terms of translation. And we are so lucky because, so this is a live demo. This is our QA environment. You're going to see live here that I'm going to switch to French. You're going to see that some recent stuff we've worked on still needs translation. And that's what Larry's going to show you today. We've been working on a guide for people to learn how to make that translation happen. But just in case you don't believe me, in this live demo, let me now show you OpenMRS 3 working in a right-to-left language, which is Arabic. As you can see, there's still a few strings that we need to translate, but this makes a huge difference. Let's go ahead and click any patient chart here and see what her chart looks like in Arabic. Admittedly, still some words to translate. There we go. So pretty amazing to have the right to left support. And this was completely done by community contributors, not by the global support team. And we're really thankful for that. Yeah, we're pretty cool, right? Now, you might be thinking, okay, Grace, there's some issues there, obviously, or I want to translate my O3 implementation into French, or into Arabic, or into some other language. We have been working together on a guide for you about how to translate OpenMRS, and I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Lary to introduce himself and to explain his work.
Thank you. So good morning. And so my name is Lary Nyakundi. I've been working on the translators documentation to help different volunteers know where to begin if they're interested in wanting to translate OpenMRS into their native languages. So this is the guide that we have been working on for the last few months, and it's just, as of now, we are still at the draft stage. And the main areas of focus in the guide is on the code string translation, how to configure the distribution, metadata translation, as well as the forms translation. So the main focus of the guide is the tools that are used in the translation, that is Transifex, as well as OCL. So the guide outlines the various steps that are used, and maybe if you are a beginner looking for a place where to get started, you have never interacted with maybe, let's say, Transifex or OCL in that say, the guide itself gives you like the steps that are needed for you to follow from creating an account, choosing the projects, selecting different app modules for you to translate them into different languages. And so as well as we also highlight the importance of translating OpenMRS and why you should consider translating it into your native language. All of those are listed in there. Maybe I'm going to highlight a few sections. That is maybe Transifex, which is a tool that is used by volunteers and translators. So Transifex has two parts of it. We have the volunteer side. That is you as a volunteer who is willing to translate OpenMRS into your native language. Where do you get started and how you can translate? And the second part is for the reviewer. Anything that will be translated on Transifex will need to be reviewed by a person who better understands the language for the translations to be viewed by the other people using the system itself. So the translator will do the translation, and then the reviewer will go ahead and approve the translation. All of the guide is listed in the guide. And the second part of it is like, so you can see like it is attached with screenshots for ease of use for anybody that is interested in like learning more about it. And the second part is like covering the implementer side. Now that is working with OCL and covering more a bit of like setting the configuration, like and having it locally and translating it into your native languages as well as covering more on translating forms, which is more pointing you to working with GitHub and creating forms for each and every language that you will be interested to work with. Yeah, and we also have like a detailed section that covers more on creating concept dictionaries and working with concepts themselves, as well as if you are a new beginner and haven't interacted with OCL yet. So we also have a section that covers how to get started with OCL, how to work with collections, how to import already created collections from different organizations, clone them into your own and modify them to be able to suit your own needs. Yeah, so this is a detailed guide, almost completing on it. And if you have like any questions and are interested to learn more about the translation process and how you can contribute, I will be available outside, and feel free to reach out and we can chat more on the same.